Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Phantom.Strategies. So Sunday afternoon here on Eastern time zone, and I'm ready for another video review for you guys. So I'm looking at LTC right now. LTC is looking predominantly strong compared to the overall market. It is just we talked about this earlier this week. I think I gave you guys some entry and the target points with stop losses. So it's looking quite strong right now compared to overall market. It is trying to break out of this resistance, a minor resistance, which is a 20-day moving average right around 213 mark. By the way, this data is coming from Coinbase, and we are looking at 8-hour chart. Okay, so it's trying to get out of it, but overall it's looking quite strong. You know, it's looking that it's looking like it's want to run toward that 250, 260 mark. Okay, that's how it's looking right now. Do we blindfoldedly just put all our money into LTC at this point? No, that would be really stupid thing to do. Again, you want to trade and invest like a professional investor, not like an amateur. Okay, so just because it's looking strong, just because it's, I mean, there are some good implementations that's going on, and I'm bullish on LTC for 2018. But do I just go in this trade blindfoldedly, and do I just put like 50-80% of my position in LTC at this point? No, why would I do that? That's just a bad strategy. You know, you want to make sure you're properly doing your portfolio analysis. You're properly managing your risk. That's the key thing. What if something like some bad news happened to LTC overnight during their implementation, and it completely falls apart and goes to 120? I mean, always look at your downside risk before you start looking at upside potential. All right, that's the one thing that you need to really. A lot of amateur investors, a lot of amateur traders, what they do is they always look at the upside potential. They're like, oh my God, this coin gonna go to 400, it's gonna go to $1,000 by year end, and then they hear all kind of this chatter on YouTube, all kind of BS that hey, LTC is gonna go to $1,000 by 2018. And they forget about whatever the downside risk. They forget completely about the downside risk. Like what happened if it goes to $50 by next month? Do you have a proper risk management techniques that are placed in this trade if it goes to $50 next month? Most of you will say no, because that's how amateur trader blow up their portfolio. That's how they have been trading, because they haven't been taught the proper strategy, proper methods. If everybody became a professional trader, then then you would have a different world. It's just what I'm trying to say is be smart. Don't just blindfoldedly go into a trade. But LTC is looking strong right now. All right. You still want to do your proper risk management. You still want to do your stop losses properly, because you never go wrong with trade that you're doing a proper risk management. There will be plenty of time that you can get the opportunity to make money, but if you don't have the money to make money, then you will be out of the game. I hope everyone is getting that point. Let's look at the daily. All right. So this is daily. I'm gonna take this thing out for right now. Hide this. Zoom in. Okay, so it tried to break out back in that from 160 range. It went all the way to 248, 251. Then it kind of sold off with the market. Now it's trying to come back, consolidating, trying to break that 20-day moving average on the daily. So if it breaks that 20-day moving average on daily, I can see it make a run toward that 150 mark, 160 mark again by next week if the overall market stays positive. Okay, that being said, again, overall market needs to stay positive in order to have this run. Okay, it won't if the overall market is selling off next week, then obviously it will impact Litecoin. If that happens, then I would be a buyer actually. You know, if it comes down to 170 range, I would be, you know, buying some Litecoins, because I know it's holding up relatively strong. These are the coins that when the market, you know, does a U-turn, it will have a value on this coin. You know, it will pay out. So, you know, buying in a smaller chunk would be a better strategy. Like every support level that I would be buying a little bit, not a lot, but just small position, adding to a smaller position. So that's Litecoin. I mean, it's you know, on the daily, it's looking, it's like, you know, right now is against the 20-day moving average. It can break out if the market improves, and it can run toward 250 mark. Let's look at weekly real quick. Weekly is looking pretty good too, actually. You know, this is not a bad looking chart on weekly. So I'm bullish on Litecoin. I'm bullish on Bitcoin too. I'm just like, you know, I just did not like this retracement that we had over the weekend, the manipulated retracement, because that wasn't created by any, you know, event. It wasn't created based on the technicals. It was just purely created based on manipulation of the lower volume, and by pumping some, or like shorting the coins. So overall, I am pretty bullish. Yeah, Litecoin, it looks pretty good. Let's look at the smaller time frame. Okay, so this is the 4-hour time frame. Again, we have the resistance from the 50-day. We are getting the support from the 100-day moving average. This will go up. This will go up if the overall market improves. We are just waiting for that confirmation from overall market. I think there are traders, investors and traders who are coming into Litecoin right now, but they are kind of, some of them are on the sideline, some of them are already probably putting some position. You can just sense it by this price action, because it's not like, you know, typical price action compared to the market is staying, you know, pretty strong compared to the overall market. So what that tells me is, like, there are investors and traders who are already in the Litecoin. Some of them who are probably on the sideline and waiting for the confirmation from the overall market to go in the positive direction. So Litecoin, if the market improves, if the market makes a little U-turn next week, I can easily see it go beyond 250. Okay, 250, so it can definitely go beyond that. All right. So that's pretty much, you know, I just wanted to have this quick video on Litecoin. I know we covered Litecoin. We have been covering Litecoin since it was, like, you know, it made that double bottom. We have been covering this since that 105, 106 level. That's when I initially got into Litecoin, at that double bottom level. And a lot of the viewers on this channel got into Litecoin at that level. So we already made that 100% gain on Litecoin, so that was a really good trade. And I hopefully, like, you know, once you make that 100% gain, guys, make sure you take your initial investment out. That's one thing, like, you know, a lot of amateur traders don't do. They don't take that initial investment out. That's a classic rookie mistake. As a investor and as a professional investor, as you try to become more, like, try to trade as a professional investor, you always take those profit. You have to take those profit. You know, if once you make that 1x gain, take the initial investment out. You never go wrong with playing with the house money. So I mean, that's just a 101. You have to. It's a. I mean, I cannot tell you, like, what you should be doing, but that's any professional trader, any professional investor, they will take their initial investment out after that huge gain, after 100% gain. It's just a smarter way to do it, and it's just, as I always say, this is all habit. This is all good habits, and you wanna make this habit, you want to keep on. Repetition is the name of the game. All right, you want to, more time you do this thing, it will become your second nature, and you automatically, without even thinking twice, you automatically will do it. So get into those habits, get into the good habits that will, like, save you a lot of money and make you a lot of money. That's the main thing. Like, you know, it will really help you with your investment. So I cannot stress that enough. Creating those good habits, all right, and making those habits into our second nature, that it just automatically comes. All right, so that's all, guys. That's Litecoin. It's looking quite bullish compared to the overall market. There is an intermediate resistance, but like again, if the overall market improves, I can see this break and make a run toward 150, 160 mark by next week. In order to do that, we definitely need a positive Bitcoin price action. Okay, all right. So that's all on Litecoin. Again, if you think you learned something from the video, if you think this content is helping you, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I post new content every day. Hit those notifications and those bell icons so you get this content right away when I upload them onto the YouTube. All right, that's all. I'll do more altcoins for you soon. Thank you.